Hey there, want to know how to zero customer costs when supersizing your business? Who wants to know how to zero costs of anything in their business? Well, the first step in zeroing out a cost is number one, knowing what are the costs. What are some of the costs of building your business and doing what it is that you have to do to interact with customers and to any costs associated with customers. Customer handling, I call it, but customer related expenses and costs. How about the cost do you know what these costs are for your business? And if not, you want to take a look at them and you want to figure out what they are. But first, what are some of the costs? How about costs to find out where your potential clients or potential customers are? Where are they hanging out? What are they doing? How about the cost to identify even who they are in the first place? Who is it that you want to attract? Who is it that you can best serve with your products or services? Then how about the cost to acquire them? How about the cost to attract them to your business in the first place so that you get noticed and they even know that you exist and you have a solution to their problems or a way to make their lives better? How about the cost to win them over and get them to do business with you in the first place? How many times do you have to touch or interact with a customer or a lead? They're not a customer until they buy from you. A potential lead or a prospect before they actually make the decision to do something with you in your business. How many times does that take? How many touches? Do you even know? It's been different, for all the different businesses that I've been involved in, but I always want to try to figure out, well, what's about the average amount of times I need to interact with or have contact with a customer, I keep saying customer when they're not even a customer until they buy from me, with a potential person before they decide to do business with me. And it's ranged anywhere from one time to actually 16 touches. 16 times we had to communicate in one of my businesses with a person before they actually became a customer of ours. And that's because it was a higher ticket thing. It was an expensive and it was a longer term, more of a partnership type relationship. But do you know what that cost is? Do you know what the cost is to build that relationship and get them to come back to your business and do business with you more than once? What are the costs associated with that? How about the cost to maintain that relationship? There's costs in terms of time and energy invested in various mediums to communicate with customers. How about the cost to ascend and increase your relationship and to deepen that relationship with your ideal buyer? At this point, they're a customer. Once they bought from you, they're a customer. Do you know that a buyer is worth at least 10 times more to you and your business than a potential lead or prospect? Yet most businesses, the vast majority of businesses, spend almost all of their resources out searching and finding and looking for new customers. Now, if we know that a buyer is worth 10 times more than a lead, why are we spending 10 times more on nurturing and building that relationship than going out to find new people? Good question, right? So what are you doing for your business? How about building that relationship to create amazing experiences for the customer and ascending them to turn them into lifelong customers and raving fans? What is the costs? What are the costs associated with that? Now, I like to compare building my business with a relationship. Think about relationships with, whoever you choose as significant others. What are the costs associated with that? Because it's really similar. There's costs to attract the right individuals, right? Or the right person that might be your potential significant other. You have to go to the places that they go. You have to go where it's most likely to meet the type of person that you're looking for. There's costs associated with that. There's costs associated with courting. I don't know if anybody still calls it courting, but courting or dating or hanging out with that person once you pick them out. Then there's a cost associated with picking out the wrong person and finding out they're the wrong person along the way, and then they fall off and you start the process all over again. There's costs associated with all of these things up to forming a committed lifelong relationship with one of these human beings. Same thing with our businesses and our customer relationships. It is all about, our businesses are all about relationships. And that's why it's so easy to compare them to our relationships with significant others. Now, people have varying degrees of success in their personal relationships and significant other relationships, just like they do in their business relationships. If you are involved, or if you are a person that's been divorced several times, I've been divorced, so here I'm speaking to the choir only once, but maybe you have a difficult time with these relationships, maybe not. But we still haven't gotten to how do you zero out all of these costs? Well, the big question is, do you know these costs? What are these costs for you and your business right now? And if you know them, are you spending these costs? And if not, what is the cost to you and your business for not doing these things, not creating these relationships, now here's the biggie. Here's the big secret as to how you zero out these costs. Every penny you spend on personal development and on customers is an investment. It is not a cost or a liability. It is an investment. So think of the difference between assets and liabilities, expenses, costs, and investments. Investing in yourself and investing in the relationships with your customers, investing in your customers is always an investment, not a cost. And that is how you zero out your customer costs, by looking at them and knowing that they are truly an investment in you and your business and your future and what it is that you're trying to create. And that change of perspective changes everything. Instead of dreading spending the money and the time and the energy nurturing these relationships, you start to get excited about it because you know the value that you're creating to your customers and to the world. That's it. Go out, make it a fantastic day. I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.